Right. Well, that's why I'm excited about. That's why I'm excited about. Right. Right. Yeah. Exactly. So people could like fantasize about it. Right. Hmm. Right. Right. Do exactly what people did with Fallout 4. God damn. Oh, I definitely will. That's something too. Is like I don't know the goodness of Morrowind made me like it makes me feel like Skyrim's better than it is. Like, because I'm like, well, I mean, for what Skyrim lacks in the RPG elements and the help with Creation Club I think is really good too. Dude, no, like the on it lacks like choice and vocalization, whereas in this no, and then the AI, like it's gonna be ironic that I say that the Morrowind AI is smart because they're not. They don't have any like character system at all. But well, I mean, right. But they have like simple things that you wouldn't think make it a better game. Like for example, if you steal from somebody and then sell that item to them, they're like, "Nigga, that item's mine. What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Wow, if I would have done that in like." Which in Skyrim and stuff, you can't sell your stolen goods, which is kind of dumb, unless it's to a fence. But, God! Can you? Okay, that's cool. That's like the hardest thing to get up. Yeah. Yeah, like, I was about to say, like, mm-hmm. God damn. Jesus. Oh. Yeah, I knew about that. I mean, I've gotten mine high. I think I've maxed out my speech before, but I just don't remember. I know it's like that's the only skill I train. Everything else I do on my own, but that skill is so hard to like train.
I think alchemy is one of the things. I haven't trained alchemy at all yet. I need to do that soon.
I do the same thing on every Elder
Alchemy is
Scrolls game
super
with my
useful,
alchemy.
but
What I do is I just stock up on alchemy supplies, and then like at one point when I get ready to, I just start just jam a lamb in them.
yeah, I mean like, I don't really need it. I mean, I'm playing on expert right now, and I'm doing pretty well. But
Oh
like, I want to
my
get my, because you
god.
can like kind of like boost up your stuff way higher than it should be with alchemy and smithing and enchanting. Like if you get your alchemy high and your enchanting high, you can get like god tier items where like everything's one shot, even on a master,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
stupid. I kind of want to work my way towards there, but like I'm saying, I don't really need it. Like it's not necessary. It's just something I'm doing. But
See, something that I
eh,
loved about Morrowind, oh shit, was it feels so different. Just like the place actually feels different. And yeah, like Skyrim feels different, but I guess it's just not different enough. I know it sounds like I'm just bitching, but like it something Morrowind actually feels like the creatures and everything feel completely different, and I'm stuck now. God damn it! This game's so good. Oh, I
I
killed somebody.
think I think if you come back and play
Oh no,
Skyrim
I mean I've
again,
been playing it.
like
I was before
if you
Morrowind
like
came
get into
back.
it like I am right now, like I mean like if you get far and do a lot of like
Shit.
the quest lines, I think you'll enjoy it more. I
Well,
think
no.
like you talking about choices and stuff, dude. I just learned today that you can actually completely skip the Dark Brotherhood quest line. I didn't know you could do this. I didn't do it because it's not worth it in my opinion. But you can choose it like RPG wise, roleplay.
Right.
You can actually, have you ever started this Dark Brotherhood before?
Yeah, I got
Have you ever
pretty
like start,
far.
okay, so when you first kill the person, that old lady, when you first kill her, and you wake up in that new area,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about, where
Yeah.
that lady telling you what to do.
Mhm.
Basically, you can kill Astrid, that's the girl there.
Yeah.
If you kill her right then and there, you get a secret quest, which is, if you haven't beat the Dark Brotherhood, I don't want to spoil anything, but basically you take on the Dark Brotherhood if you do it that way. And it's not meant to be that way, and you get a lot less stuff from it, but you can take on the Dark Brotherhood. And
Oh, so you basically wage
in the
war
story
on
for
them?
the yeah, so like I don't want to
That's
spoil
cool.
too much, but
Yeah,
the
don't
Dark
spoil it, 'cause
Brotherhood,
I haven't.
you're there's like the big deal, the big storyline arc is that you're trying to kill a very important political figure, and the Solitude's army is who's trying to stop you basically. So if you side with them, this guy named Mallow, he's like the general, I guess.
Mhm.
You have to like fight him, or you can fight him optionally. But if you don't and you side with the Imperials, you can actually help him. And like a little secret thing you can do with him is if you help him then get married, he appears at your wedding as like your best man or something.
That's awesome.
Like like yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little thing like
No,
that's
like-
there is choice.
Yeah, no,
And then I mean like on the Thieves Guild, for example, like you can you can do a lot of weird things with the Thieves Guild. I'm finding out, and like I didn't know because when I beat the Thieves Guild
that's the only
earlier,
one
I
I've
thought I
not
was done
beat.
with it.
well, I've beat the.
So like I'm done with it, right? Like I
Right.
beat the main storyline. I became where I met Sithis. I'm not Sithis. The night. I guess it is Sithis, the Night Mother. Yeah, I met Sith. No, it's not. That's Dark Brotherhood. Who am I thinking of?
Don't tell me the Dark Brotherhood. Don't tell me
Well,
what
it's
happens in
the
Thieves
god,
Guild.
the god they worship. Oh,
I
the
don't
god
know.
they worship. Like I'm trying to think. Anyway, you help her out. One of the Daedric princes. But then there's a secret ending I didn't know about. And I think there's an achievement with it. And like if you know like those repeatable missions you can do from the Radiant quest or whatever.
Mhm.
So basically, if you do 5 of those random missions in each major town, you get like a super mission for that town where you do like a major raid for the Thieves Guild.
Mhm.
And when you beat all of the major towns' secret missions, then you become the actual leader of the Thieves Guild and get like a secret set of armor and like a weekly chest that you can loot from that the Thieves Guild donates to you. But there's like a bunch of cool secret things I've never seen before till now that I'm learning about. I mean, it's kind of blown me away that I'm still finding new things in Skyrim. That's what's getting me. Like,
Yeah.
I thought I'd pretty much seen it all, and then I'm playing through this again. I'm like, man, I didn't see half of it last time I played through this.
Oh yeah. Where is my?
I'm really enjoying it. It's fun. Like I mean, I'm gonna play more when I know I'm gonna like it. I mean, I played a little bit back in the day before.
Right,
Oblivion
but you were
on my
like-
old,
but you were
Ben's
like
old
2.
Xbox, but I was like, I don't know, I was like probably 11 or 12.
Right,
man.
right.
Like, I
That's
don't know
that's exactly
doing.
what me and Alex were talking about. Is like, I feel like now you have.
And then
a lot
you have to
more
also remember, like,
appreciation for
I
it.
played it back then, and I was like 11 or 12, and we got like Oblivion a couple weeks after we got Morrowind. So like, once I got Oblivion, I never went back to Morrowind. So like,
Right.
I didn't get much at all of Morrowind, and again, I didn't appreciate it. Like,
Right, right. You were
Yeah,
just playing it. 'cause it
it's
had
gonna be a new
cool
game.
actions. I remember playing Oblivion for the first time and being like, I thought it was cool, but I didn't know what was going on, But like with this, now that I've got like, now that I've played a lot more RPGs and I'm a lot more familiar with like what goes on them, especially with like the appreciation of the Elder Scrolls lore, I'm just like, I'm blown away because like I've not heard a single thing
Oh,
about
yeah,
about the Nine
dude,
Divine.
in Morrowind you can meet a dwarf. I forgot about that. Did you
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that?
you meet the last one. Yeah, you meet the last one. I haven't met him yet, but
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That was one of the things that I always.
And
heard.
he has Lorkharn's heart. That's what he has with him.
Don't spoil the game,
So
bro.
the thing, yeah,
But I knew
not
that.
spoiling anything really. That's the thing in ESO that we've been learning about. It's yeah, it's the thing that it's not. I think it's like a side quest. It's not even major, but yeah, that's pretty cool to me that that's in there.
Well, there's not even like a main storyline so far that I've been doing. I mean, I've just been following. Like, you keep this journal with you, and instead of hold on. Sorry, I'm swimming through a cave right now. You keep this journal with you, right? And you update it as you go through. So like your quests aren't really. You just write down the stuff.
Okay,
that
so
you
you
do. So you
yeah,
basically have
what
to
you
find
do
out what your
becomes
quests
your
are.
quest.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so like you can take on multiple quests. You just got to be careful not to get confused. And so it's a combination of memory and notes. Sometimes you might forget what quests you're doing, and like you don't know when they're complete unless you just assume they're complete whenever you get rewarded, right? So like, as far as I know, so far, like once I got off the ship from the Imperials, they were like, all right, like go meet this guy KS Cassis and tell him that you're like ready to. You're okay. And he's like, well, I'm part of the Blades. You want to join the Blades? And I was like, okay. And he was like, all right. The only thing is you got to take my orders. And I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Because there's like I said, there's a lot of corruption in this game. There's a lot of corruption. And so, and he admitted he's like, I'm just an old skooma addict now. He's like, I used to be an Imperial Guard, but now I'm a skooma addict. And I was like, all right, that sounds like the guy I need to follow orders from. And, so he's told me so far just to go join one of the guilds and like get some experience with them before I come back. So I've just been helping the mages and fighters guild out and the thieves guild, but I can't pronounce that. Or I can't announce that to anybody. But I'm excited to see where they go. And the armor selection's fantastic here. Like, it doesn't look good, but the fact that there are so many choices. The only complaint I have is the character models in this game. They look so garbage. But like,
don't expect anything.
Exactly.
Expect models to look good.
Yeah, right.
I mean, god dang, it's old, man. It's super old.
It is, yeah. That's exactly what I mean. It's fun. Like, and the creatures, every time I see a new creature, I'm actually like, whoa, what is that? Like, that's what I was talking about it feeling different. It's actually an Elder Scrolls that feels like super different, but not too different to where you
associate it. It's like you're playing a new game, so like, it's gonna have different stuff. It's new place for you, and
because I think a lot of people.
I don't think anyone can argue that it's the best game. I don't think that's true. Like,
no,
I honestly think
not technologically.
Skyrim is the best one.
Right.
It's got everything in Skyrim so far. I mean, ESO is a close second to me. But yeah, I can't really count it because MMO is a little different. I definitely think it goes Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind. Obviously, I mean, I think it definitely improved. I don't think anything about Skyrim is bad.
Right. I mean, you can have a favorite.
But, I mean, Morrowind
for it to be out of order, but like, what is this naked? There's just a naked guy chilling out here. Hold on.
Yeah, I saw a video the other day of Morrowind, and like the guy was walking through the forest, the player, and all of a sudden you hear this guy screaming, and he looks around, and all of a sudden this guy falls from the midair out of nowhere, like a naked body falls from the sky, and this lands there dead. And, like that's it. That's all that happened. There was nothing about it. It was just a dead body. And he just walks away, like okay.
This guy's a Nord. And he's just walking around naked. Hail and well met, stranger. As you can plainly see, I require some assistance if you be kind enough to grant it. I need help finding the festering witch who robbed me blind and left me for dead.
I feel like quest is in every game.
A witch she had to be. I was on my way to Caldera when I met her. She was a stranger here like myself. And everybody's so racist in Morrowind, which that's kind of a reoccurring theme.
To be fair, everyone's racist in every game.
That's true. That's true, but they're so like they're so racist that they're like even racist. The Dark Elves are even racist to the other Dark Elves. They're like, oh, that one's an Outlander and this one's a Noir, and we're okay. Which we knew that because we know about how the houses are divided. Like we knew that.
I would say like in ESO, you have the houses and what I can't remember the one house I'm thinking about. But like, they're the best
I think
one.
Is the biggest one. And then you have
ESO, the one I'm thinking of is Morrowind when you play Morrowind expansion. Have you done that yet? I don't know.
Yeah, I've played a little bit of it.
It starts with an A, I believe. Anyway, they're like the superior house from Magic.
There's three. Yeah, there's
like they treat other houses like they treat them like scum, like like white trash, basically. It's very racist. All the games are.
Yeah, they are.
But I think it's good. I think that's how it should be.
Well,
probably,
in Morrowind, the Khajiit and the Argonians are actually still enslaved. That's something that was cool too. I mean, it's not cool. Yeah, it's not cool, but it's cool to see. It's cool to see that historical era.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, is he following me? He's like naked, right? And I went to talk to him to see if he was following me, and he was like, "Seems a bit chilly today, doesn't it?" Miaxac Cloud Cleaver, a fine blade she is, though now I fear that the witch's touch will do to it. Me own father Balmir used it himself to slay the terror of Hrothgar's quagmire. He did. Now granted, the terror turned out to be a born Nixhound eating the neighbor's marshmallow. My father never did. Okay.
You're saying the whatchamacallits are still enslaved, right?
Yeah, the
Morrowind.
Argonians and the Argonians and the Khajiit.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is because like I just freed
Because
camp of them.
what's interesting because like so like all the first four games, Arena through Oblivion, are in the third era,
Mhm.
right? And then Skyrim is the start of the fourth era. But ESO takes place in the second era, which is before Morrowind. And then
Oh, and
ESO,
they're free.
the Argonians are free, are just now becoming free. So like, but remember, it's also like a peace treaty thing. So maybe that goes sour somewhere along the
Right.
storyline because if they're still enslaved there, it must have not lasted very long. That's interesting.
Either that, or it's just in Morrowind.
Well, no, because that's where that happens. Remember ESO?
Oh yeah, you're
that
right. Yeah.
proclamation is literally in Morrowind. Yeah, that's where you are. So yeah, that must have been sour. I mean, I expected it because pretty much every quest revolves around like either a high elf or some other elf hating that their Khajiits are gone, Argonians are gone, or some type of
Yeah.
rebellion. So
Oh no! Help me, Nord. Oh.
have you ever done the Civil War quest line in Skyrim?
I have not.
I've never done it before, and it's
I can't.
super interesting.
I cannot pick a side, dude. I cannot because I hate them both equally.
Yeah,
The only thing that see
I
it.
do too. I first picked the Stormcloaks, which is the Nords, like the people trying to stop it
yeah.
from being overrun. And then like there's a really bad glitch I encountered where the first fight you do for whatever side you go to, it's in Whiterun, and you have to either defend Whiterun or siege it. And so if you're the Stormcloaks, which are, I mean, I guess you can consider them like the rebels, you're trying to take it. And so like there's this really crappy glitch I encountered. I'd never done it before, ever. So I never expected it. Whenever you beat it and you're in Whiterun, and when you complete it, if you quick travel out of the city before you leave it, the battle music will never stop playing for the rest of your game.
God.
Ever. So like for like 3 or 4 hours, I was running around and like no matter what I was doing, talking or sleeping or anything, it would be playing the fight music. And it's 2 different tracks, and it completely just loops forever.
Right.
And at the time, I was like, okay, I like the Stormcloaks now. I think this is right to help them because it is their country. How would you feel if someone took your country? But then that glitch came, and I was like, you know what? F these guys. Let's go. Let's go help the other people. Yeah. So like,
you guys broke me.
I'm slowly changing my opinion. I think the Imperials, the ones I'm siding with them now.
See,
that's what I'm doing, but
there's a couple of problems I have with both sides, and one problem, my major
I
problem.
mean, I have problems with all of them, but
Right. My major problem with the Stormcloaks is, okay, yeah, it's their home now, but not too long ago they took their home from the Forsworn. And see, I used to think the Forsworn were just like heartless savages, and then that mission where you're in Markarth and you get imprisoned, I was like, oh my god, they're not the savages. Their homes were taken by the Nords.
Forsworn. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that kind of changed my mind on the Nords a lot, which it's kind of like today, like even though we took the natives' land, I wouldn't want to see everyone slaughtered. There's a way to do this without slaughtering everybody, I think, I mean, but yeah, that was my thing. It's like I saw that and I was like, well, crap, they're no better than the Imperials. But there's something they have on the Imperials. The Imperials are like, all right, we're going to side with the Thalmor, who are for, banning Talos worship. And I'm like, all right, well, that's not cool because I think there should be freedom to worship, and even so, I would be okay with the Thalmor if the Thalmor weren't like high elves are better than everyone else. Like, come on, bro. And that I would be like, all right, cool. If you're replacing that with like a more feasible, existence, like maybe they're the scientists of the era, but they're not. They're not. They don't have any conductive reasoning. They're just like, hey, we're better because we can do magic. I don't know.
Okay.
It goes. I mean, everybody's racist, dude.
So like, I know you haven't went into it too much, but yeah, like, there's no good choice here, man. Like. So
But
like the rebels, which are
the Stormcloaks,
Jarl, what's his name from
Balgruuf.
Stormcloaks are the rebels, and Imperial are obviously the Imperial. So like, So my problem with the Imperials, obviously, is it would be like, imagine like Canada coming to the United States and saying we're gonna invading us, because they think we're barbaric, and they're like, oh, and by the way, you can't worship that god, like it would
Right,
be
that's
like
what I'm
some
saying.
random person
Yeah.
who has no business here. It's an invasion. That's what it is. It's nothing more than an invasion. And what you have is half the politicians are like, okay, we're gonna go along with it. And oh, by the way, we took about 10,000 gold each from these people, and we're just gonna help them out now.
Right.
Like, but what
Right.
happened was, I mean, like Solitude and all these other places were bought out by the Imperials, and are now assisting them. So all they are is traitors to their nation. That's more or
Exactly.
less, like it's treason to Skyrim, which
Right.
is terrible. But and then like the cons of the other side, which is the Stormcloaks.
Nords
Um,
basically are actually savages. I mean, I'll give them that. They kind of
yeah,
are
that's just
savage.
yeah. Like okay, I get it. Like they are the true they are the owners of Skyrim. Like the Nords do live in Skyrim and like they
It
can
is
worship
their
what they
home.
want, but they are extremely violent and very racist and overall just crappy at being
Right.
evil. And they do need some help. Like they do need help because they were losing the war against the Sommer anyway, and the Dominion's gonna get them. If it wasn't for the Imperials taking up residence in Skyrim, then the Nords would just be attacked by the Dominion of the elves or whatever.
Right.
So like that's the rationalization there is that the Imperials, while they may be taking over Skyrim, by doing so they're gonna protect it from the other armies, from the other militaries that are trying to take Skyrim as well. So
But
like,
they're so
within the,
cutthroat
the
for coin.
cons,
That's what I hate about the Imperials. It's
that's
like
the thing. Yeah, the Imperials are
they sell
greedy
their own beliefs
and
for coin.
and
That's what I hate. So, because in Cyrodiil, everybody worshipped the nine divines, like everybody did. But then in Skyrim, all of a sudden they're like, ah, you know what? For a couple of bucks and some military aid, we'll fuck him, fuck Talos, yeah, fuck him.
well, the thing about Talos is that you have to remember he wasn't a god. He was born man. He was a
Right.
man, and that's their rationale here is that Talos was never truly a god, and we should not treat him as a god. He was simply a man who was very, powerful and
You
honored.
you want me to tell
That's
you
the
what?
thing.
You want me to tell you what would have changed people's minds about that? You can tell these aren't the people that watched Martin Septim turn into a giant fucking dragon in front of everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, because he's the he's the bloodline of Talos, right? Like the Septim bloodline is Talos's
Yeah, oh yeah,
bloodline.
no, Talos became a god. He is a god now. He obtained
Right.
godhood.
That's what I'm
But he
saying.
wasn't. But the thing is, like, he's not, born God. That's the thing. Like, it's not his. He's not a god. He obtained a godhood. I guess
Right.
that's the thing. There is.
Guild of
I don't.
Nations.
I don't think it really matters. If he obtained godhood, he must have did something right. That's the thing. So like,
Exactly. Yeah. I agree
I don't
with
really.
that.
I don't think Talos worshiping is a bad thing. But then
What the
again, I don't think
fuck?
any religion's worth sacrificing your country over. Like
Well,
okay, so
it's
if the
kind of
Nords,
different.
if
It's
the
kind of
Nords
different
did,
between like our
if the Nords were able
conception
to
of
get rid
religion
of,
and
yeah, exactly,
theirs.
like these gods are actually real. Yeah,
Right.
that's
Right.
it. But then again, Talos is dead. Talos is a dead god in most people's eyes because he's a man and he did die. He left so far. Sorry, I'm coughing.
No, you're cool.
No, but like, I don't think it's worth. So like, if the Nords do win and they get to keep worshiping Talos, that's great. Like that's great for them. But then, as soon as that happens, the Dominion, the elves, are gonna come and take over Skyrim. Okay, I'm gonna tell you now, they're a lot stronger than Skyrim is. The only reason they haven't done it yet is because the Imperials are here and they're protecting them. The combined forces of half of Skyrim and the Imperials could fight the Dominion off, but not just Skyrim alone. So like,
Right.
it's kind of they're, it's kind of like you're beating a dead horse. It's not really gonna change anything. He's already dead if you help Skyrim. I think in ES6 when it comes out, it'll come through that canon wise, the Imperials did take over Skyrim and
Oh yeah.
saved it,
I mean, I think
or
realistically
they
they for
didn't, and
sure
Skyrim
would.
is no longer a country. And
Yeah.
either they did, and Skyrim's still around, but it's Imperial led, or it didn't, and the Dominion absorbed it into Morrowind or something. I don't know. It becomes
And
part
see,
of the Elven domain.
here's something else though that I kind of see as well. Even though I kind of agree with the Stormcloaks being like, all right, this is our home. I don't like what's his name? The leader
Yes, Yulfric or something like
Yeah,
that.
Storm
Whatever his name
Yelfred
is.
Stormcloak. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like him either. Yeah,
because
he's a prick.
he's like a bloodthirsty monster, and he embodies the whole like, all right, we're gonna be racist and stuff. Like he embodies that. He doesn't fight off the racism. Like you can even confront him about it. You can be like, why do you have so much hatred for the elves? And he's just like, I don't personally, but if it keeps my people fighting, then that's what you know. And I'm like, that's a fucking asshole.
Oh, you have to remember he was an Imperial Legionnaire. He did fight for them, and he saw what they were like. That's his thing. If the more you played, the more you learned. Like he fought for the Imperial Army, and they made him do a lot of really scummy things while he was in the military. And that's why when he came back, he was like, no, like we can't help these people anymore. Because, I mean, as we know, the Imperials do a lot of terrible things if people don't do what they want. So, like, he firsthand had to do those things to other people. So, he has a reason to hate the Imperials. But I think the problem with what he's doing is, like, again, it's a dead horse thing. Like, if they win, they only win against the Imperials and not the actual war. The Dominion, the elves will still
Right.
come and take them over. Like he's only making things worse in the end. I think. I mean, that's my view of it.
Right. I
Because,
mean,
it makes
that's a good
sense. I mean,
induction, honestly. Yeah. That's the first time I've
but
actually
like,
heard that from a
but
strategic
then again,
standpoint.
I would still probably be if I was living in Skyrim when I was a Nord. I would absolutely be on his side because like there's no way I'm gonna have some like I'm gonna have someone come and tell me that I can't worship my God and I can't live in my
Exactly.
land unless I join their side. I would definitely be patriotic in that sense if I was living there. But as as me looking from the outside, I definitely see the problems with that. Like it makes sense from a human standpoint, but from a strategic no emotions standpoint, yeah, the Imperials need to be there at this point because what Skyrim hasn't done too well in the past, forever. So there's a lot of problems there.
Yeah, it is, and I agree with you. Like, if I was a Nord in that home, and I was like, "Hey, this is my home," but see, that's again, I think that's the propaganda that Yulfrig uses. Like I don't think that's his real agenda. Let's defend our home. I think he's just manipulating what he can. I mean, like you said, I know he doesn't
Well,
like
he
the
obviously he
Imperials.
wants to be High King.
Exactly.
Obviously, he wants to be
That's
the
the
High
thing.
King, and he
Is he's
will
not
be.
trying
I think.
diplomacy. That's the thing I hate is nobody's trying diplomacy. Which in the state they're in, I understand why they can't use diplomacy because they're too deep. And everybody's got their pride on their shoulders, especially in Skyrim, the most prideful country. Like.
Well, again, if you play this main story, you actually do a diplomacy. You have to go through a treaty part, and you can see them like kind of come out and like you're trying to get a peace treaty set up while the dragons are still an issue because like the whole issue is like,
Yeah,
hey, we get
dragons
rid
are
of
more
civil
important.
war, but let's put our differences aside for just the time being and let's go kill Alduin and then we'll come back to kill each other, right? And as soon as you get them together, right, they just start acting like little
Don't
kids
tell
and
me. Don't
yelling at
tell me.
each
Don't tell
other.
me. Yeah, don't tell me.
I'm
Don't
just
tell
saying
me.
like there's
I
no
figured
there's
it would.
no like
I figured it's like the
you
Landsmeet
can
on
tell someone to
Dragon
be
Age
diplomatic.
Origins. You remember like where?
Yeah,
Where they.
there's no one's mature when it comes to war. Like there's no
Oh yeah.
maturity there. If you were mature, you wouldn't be fighting in the first place. You would have settled it
Or you wouldn't be
without a
sending
war.
people who believe in you
Yeah,
to
you
fight.
wouldn't be in the middle of this war if you were
Tilda.
mature about it and smart. So like, I would love for there to be a diplomatic solution, but there just won't be.
See,
It's gonna
look at
take
this. Look,
someone
listen.
dying.
So the Fighters Guild I'm in right now is in this town called Balmora, and there's this girl she's the steward, right? And I'm talking to her, and I'm like, I'm doing all these errands for her, and this is the second time I've had something sketchy happen, right? So this girl's like, all right, go get a code book from this girl named Satilda. So I have a choice to ask about Satilda. So I do this, and she's like, yeah, she's Thief Guild. I take full responsibility. And listen, I'm Guild Steward. When I say jump, you ask how high. Keep that in mind, and we won't have any problems. See, like, all these guilds are kind of intertwined. It's kind of weird because like even the Mages Guild and Fighter Guild were like cooperating with each other, and but
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
And
that's
then,
how
like-
it is in Skyrim too. Like the Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild are in on each other. Like they have
Really? I
members in
didn't know that.
both.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
That.
there's Dark Brotherhood questline. You actually have to join the Thieves Guild to complete it
Really?
because a couple of the old retired Dark Brotherhood members are now part of the Thieves Guild and they still help each other out. And like
That's
when you
cool.
beat the Dark Brotherhood, when you had to like go and like you can fix up your you can buy upgrades for your little hideout area. You actually do that through the Thieves Guild. So like yeah, the guilds are definitely helping each other out because like
Right.
it wouldn't work if they weren't helping each other because you know they're in the same country, they have to.
Right. Yeah. These like, and now I've learned the Fighters Guild is working with the Thieves Guild. So it's like, how deep does this vein run? I'm gonna be getting a PlayStation 4 soon.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I was I've been
Alex bought
recently
me
playing
one.
on that a little bit, and they have this. So like you know how Xbox has the backward compatibility program, and it's awesome.
Right.
Obviously, we got Morrowind now.
Right.
So like PlayStation can't do that, like how we do it on Xbox. They
Right.
can't. They can't. They literally can't play the games. Like they don't have the capability to play a PS3
Right.
or PS2 game. So they have a program called PS Now. And like, okay, first of all, I'm not gonna say it's all bad. It's actually pretty cool. It has some good it has pros and cons, okay? It's subscription based, kind of like how Games Pass is now.
Right. Right.
Except for Games Pass includes like brand new games and like you get them as long as you're subbed, right?
Right.
So and it's also like what, like $5 a month, I think is pretty cheap.
Yeah. It's
So
something like
PS
that.
Now or whatever it's called. PS Now is like $20 a month. So it's a little expensive,
Right.
but you get like 500 games in the games library from PS3 and PS4 games.
Mm.
The problem with it though is that since you can't actually play a PS3 game on a PS4 like through a disc,
Mm.
you actually stream every game you play. So there's no download times. You don't have to download the game. You instantly stream it from a server,
Mm.
right? But but if your internet sucks, then your
Then you
game
don't get to play.
lags
Ooh,
because
ooh,
you're
that
streaming
sound.
it. And if
Ooh,
it
that
lags a
sounds
little
so
too
bad.
much, yeah, if it lags just a little longer than you like it, the game will automatically close out due to connection issues. If
Ooh,
you idle for more than 10 minutes, it kicks you from the game because of the server broadband. So like, if you have good internet, it's a great choice. But if your internet even hiccups for a
ooh,
second, you're gonna get kicked. Yeah.
that makes me
So like,
cringe in my stomach. That actually sounds terrible.
yeah,
Oh,
I was playing this really great RPG. I'll tell you about it in a minute. But like, luckily I could save. But like, all of a sudden I was playing and it started lagging really bad because Cynthia was on her phone and it's second broadband.
right.
And then like the game was like, and then up in the top right corner, like you're gonna be kicked out of your game in 10 seconds because of the internet. You need to save, right? So I luckily could save immediately
Yeah, at
because
least
I
it
was right
gave
at
you
a
like
save
that
point. But if I
warning, I
hadn't been,
guess.
I would have lost like 3 or 4 hours because it gives you like 10, 15 seconds to save and get out of the game. But it's like $20 a month, and you get instant access to 500 titles, which I thought was cool because you know no download times is great.
But it's only
The
for
other
PS3 and
huge
PS4.
issue, though, I haven't seen PS2 games yet, but I
Wow.
don't. I think I have because no, I haven't. I've been playing God of War. 'Cause I want to play the new one soon,
Mm-hmm.
so I've been playing the first one, and that's the best HD version, the remastered, which is still garbage
Right.
looking. But yeah, it's PS3. It's a ton of PS3 games and several of the newer PS4 games. But the biggest issue I have
Can't
with it,
find
and
this.
it pisses me off, is that you can't play any DLC for any games you play on the PS Now. So like,
That's really
if you play
obnoxious.
Fallout New Vegas,
Like,
if you had like Fallout New Vegas,
wow,
you can only
that's
play the base game with
super
no
bad.
DLC. Yeah.
That's super
Yeah,
bad.
that was the big thing to me. I was like, I don't think this is worth it. I'm
Which, I
playing
mean,
with the 7-day free trial.
Right.
I'm using it for free right now, but I'm really not sure if I want to actually.
Yeah, that and
to
it's. I guess it's not bad if you haven't played the DLCs, but if you have and you have all those like level ups, you know, like the level cap increase, like it's just not
yeah,
worth
exactly.
it anymore.
Like,
And
if
the
you
other
have the option to play
perks.
the DLC, then I'm gonna take it, and that's the Xbox. Like, the Xbox probably doesn't have as many games. The good games that it does have are definitely worth. You know,
Right,
it's definitely worth. The Xbox is definitely a better program. It's definitely a better
I
console
think so
at this
too.
point. The Xbox is absolutely superior.
Yeah.
The only thing, like I said, the biggest the biggest pro to the PS Now is that there's literally no download times. You know, you stream it directly. It's instant. So
Right.
like, yeah, I don't have to wait 3 days to play Call of Duty. I can just go and play instantly if I wanted to, right? They don't
Right.
have Call of Duty, but you know,
Right,
any game I
no, I
wanted
get
to
it.
play, I can just go and play it. That's awesome. I love that. But again, like, I can't play any games with DLCs that I know of because if I do, I'll be like, hey, where's the DLCs?
Yeah.
But anyway, I've been playing this one game. It's made by Bandai Namco and Level 5. Level 5, I don't know if you ever played it. It's on the DS, so probably not. But it's called Fantasy World. And it's like, it may be the best RPG I've ever played in my entire life. It's better than Elder Scrolls in terms of RPG-ness. Like, roleplay wise, it's better. It has so many options. Like, it's pretty kiddie looking, but it's like you can like you have like the normal, sword, fighter, range, magic classes you can be, but you also have like cooking, carpentry. You have all like it's kind of like RuneScape, and you have all the classes you want, like all the skills, and like you have like each of these jobs. Anyway, all I'm saying is level 5 is a quality company. Typically, their games are quality content.
Right.
And then Bandai Namco, is Dark Souls. That's
Obviously,
Bandai.
yeah. Well,
Dark Souls. So they
all
made
sorts
this
of
game
things.
called. Yeah, I mean, but that's Bandai Namco is awesome. I've never played a bad thing from Bandai Namco ever.
Right.
So they have this game called Ni no Kuni. All right,
Okay.
it sounds super dumb.
No.
It is such a good RPG. It's like
Sounds like a JRPG.
I don't know. It's pretty Japanese. I mean, it definitely is Japanesey, but like it's not. I mean, it's kind of Final Fantasy-esque, where like you do have like the whole strategy combat, but the thing that makes it better is like you do take turns, but like you move around your character, like you can you free fight with your character, but then like when you input a command, like say like when I'm gonna do the attack command, I can position my guy where I want him to, and then I initiate the attack, and then it has like a timer that he'll do the attacking sequence for, and then when that's over, I can then move him around some more and do like defend attack spells or whatever. But the cool thing about it is like the story, man. Like the story is so good. I think so. You play as this kid. His name's Oliver, and he's probably like 10 or 11 maybe. And I don't want to spoil it too much, but I want you to play it because the second one just came out a couple of days ago. Actually, I didn't know they made a new one, but the second one just recently released. But there's nothing to do with the second one and the first one other than where you are. But like, so his mother dies. Okay, at the beginning of the game, his mother dies because she has a bad heart. She has a heart attack, and she dies, right?
Right.
So like he's all depressed and he's crying in his room for like days. And he's obviously
Why would he be
upset.
depressed?
That's
What a
understandable.
pussy. No, I'm
Right. Yeah. What a weakling. Anyway, so like all of a sudden he's in his desk and he's sitting there. He's all crying. He's depressed, and his like one of his tears drops into the stuffed animal his mother gave him, and like as he starts crying more onto the thing, it comes alive. Like the stuffed animal becomes a little creature. And like he's like, oh, you have to come to my world and save my kingdom because there's this evil guy there, right? And then like the reason he's like, you should come is because our world and your world, people have soulmates. So your mother's soulmate is still alive in my world, and if you can save her in my world, then maybe you can save your mother's in this world. Like each person has a different version of themselves. It's like a parallel universe. So like. If someone in this world dies, then more than likely the other person in the other world also died. But in this case, his mother is dead, but in the other world, his mother's just trapped. So like, but I'm playing it, and I'm starting to notice that this kid may be actually crazy. And none of this is real, and that he's just going through a psychotic breakdown because of his mother's death.